everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserredux as Australia is continuing on for last off. So this time, let's hope that after I call these guys into the war, it doesn't immediately crash the game. Right? If I'm lucky? Okay, the game has not crashed quite yet. But we're now, of course, you're fighting a major front line. And if you can cut Ukraine in half, I think could mean a lot for us. Or it's going to mean that you're going to get completely shit on. It's one of the two options, and I'm hoping it's the one where we win. So I'll send you guys here. You guys here. One of you guys goes to Wurzburg. Send one of you to go up and reinforce. Blue Army. I mean, we want you guys to be doing a great job, of course. I know that seems like a silly statement to make. I mean, we want to take Leipzig. We do need the French, or at least somebody to make some strong maneuvers towards Cologne, Dusseldorf, Dortmund, Essen. Like, 5 major cities are right there. And we need to win all of them. So once you're done here, one of you guys is going to go up this way. You're probably going to move up and around like that. You move to this province. Bohemia, I would really like some more assistance. But I understand it can be a bit tricky. Hungary, you're doing fine. I just hope our AI allies don't get themselves too overextended, which is definitely a risk we can have. Chromium, I don't think we really need any of that stuff, actually. Can I give military access to you? No, the AI basically will never accept military access. So we just won't worry about that then, I guess, for the time being. But we need to start closing up these gaps. So it looks like we'll take over here, which is nice. It should mean that all of Austria will actually be under our control. Well, when are you leaving? You'll be leaving in 7 hours. I mean, if we can push our way up towards Berlin, that would be nice. I think, like, Bohemia, I will give you Saxony. Just hopefully so they can move some more units up in that direction. I'm trying to think. Like, Bulgaria, it would be so nice if they joined our faction. If they joined the Reichspakt, we're going to be the saddest campers on Earth. But if they don't join the Reichspakt, we're going to be looking pretty alright. You hold position. You come here, just kind of keep fighting these guys off. So maybe we can get a big surround on German troops. That would be meaningful. We're going to keep sending you guys up north. You fight this way. You go here. You're at 12. We'll win this fight. And then maybe, again, we kind of push one more province closer towards Berlin. We have one division here. You guys fight this guy off. Thank you. How are you doing? I mean, not great, but if you die, it does mean that Ukraine or the Hungarians are going to be directly on the border, so they should help us out a fairly decent amount. Okay, so it looks like you are now one encirclement. We might even get a second smaller one up here as well, depending on how things go. Madrid has fallen to the Carlist. Again, not that that matters so much. We're significantly more worried about what the Germans are going to do. And the Carlists can't join the Germans, which is important. Yeah, we don't want any troops on the French border. Honestly, I don't even think I want you guys down here, but that's a lot of German troops that we've now gotten surrounded. Which would be nice for us to kill off. You guys move up like this. You move here. I guess we actually do have a lot of Hungarian troops ourselves that are under our direct command. I think you guys can probably try to move here. Bohemia, unfortunately, does not want to give us any support at the moment, but maybe at one point they will. Because Germany is at 68%. And we need to get them down to around, I believe it's 35 for them to actually have to follow the Reichspakt event. It's something like that. That's a major encirclement. I mean, they've taken Cologne, Essen, Dortmund. We have actually taken our Berlin ourselves, which is incredible for us. So that puts Germany down to 54%. If France can take Dortmund, Dusseldorf, Essen, and Frankfurt, we're going to be looking pretty good. Pretty good. So I want you to move over here. I want you to come up to this province. You will be dead fairly soon. We've still lost, actually, like, only losing 250,000 men in this attack, honestly, is not bad at all. Like, I would consider that to be a major victory to only lose 250,000 men so far. We need you guys definitely to be moving further up. Replace artillery with something a little bit better. I know artillery pieces aren't in the best condition right now, but you know, we'll take what we can. Yeah, so now that you guys been killed, move your way up towards the north. I mean, Magdeburg. Hamburg's also one of those cities that we do need to end up taking. Yeah, so you guys push up here. You push up here. What we need, I think, is for one of our armies. I mean, Breslau would be nice, as we're 25 victory points. But actually get both of you to move your way into that city. Because, yeah, that is a German city. It's not Polish. You guys are doing a fine job. Ukraine has now been split off from the rest of the Reichspakt. A lot of British forces here. Again, what we're trying to do is we're trying to, one, I mean, Frankfurt's fallen. I honestly think after these three, we might have won the war, which is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Of course, at that point, we're going to eventually have to declare war on the Internationale, but that's more of a later decision for us. Okay, and then we'll do this. This will be the last offer from our constituents. And if that's the case, let's worry about that after the war is over. So let's try to make a faction for ourselves. Maybe we can get some alliances in here to work out in our favor, if we're lucky. And we don't want to spread ourselves out too thin. I'm actually going to bring you guys up and around to here. Hopefully Bohemia has enough supports to kind of survive on their own. Poland, or not Poland, Russia, doing an okay job. And again, delete this plan. Yeah, go to Kassel, Hanover, Brunswick, Brandenburg. Germany is at 50%. How much is Halo worth? 3 victory points? I mean, 3 is more than 0, so we will take it. And definitely we can't lose Berlin. Once again, go here. You fight on this front. You've now kind of consolidated yourself a decent amount. Let's push our way this way. Officials have denounced us. Incredibly rude, I would say. I'm trying to fight this big-ass war, and you won't let me do it. So it sounds to me like you're a bunch of traitors. Well, you know, what do I know? Yeah, these 3 cities are worth 20, 35. So you're 75 victory points there. You're 40 victory points up there. I wonder if we can probably go straight to Magdeburg, Hanover, and then to Hamburg. Just slip a cavalry behind enemy lines. We might be able to get it to work. Okay, we got 1 province in. Well, 1 province is more than what could be said for other people. Russia's also now worth the Japanese, which is bad news for us. How are you doing, by the way? Honestly, you're doing fine. And once the Reichspakt collapses, Second Russian Civil War, I guess that counts as a civil war. Even though one of them, it really is not an actual threat. Okay, you're at 85, 95, 86. Keep moving upwards. Like, we've got to win. I know that seems like a silly thing to say, but go to Brunswick, go to Hamburg. All of you go to Hamburg. I said all of you go to Hamburg. Okay, so we got 18 units on this front. Keep on pushing north. Keep trying to go to Hale. Yeah, and you fight this guy. We've now taken Magdeburg, which means I want you to go up to Hamburg. I want you to go to Lübeck and Kiel. So our troops should hopefully try to reorganize themselves a little bit here. Of course, we do need Berlin under all circumstances, so you will have a fallback line just in the city. What can you do? You can go here, fight these guys off. You go here. You go and turn around on this guy. Berlin, Germany. You're now at 32% because all those major cities have fallen. Will the Reichspakt collapse? I'm begging you, Germany, to collapse beneath our heels. What else do I need? I need research slot. Right. Let's go for you. More construction speed seems like an okay choice for us. I think losing Hamburg might be the final straw for Germany. I mean, they don't have Berlin. Hamburg's going to fall. I know there's resistance occupation, but what can you do about it? And there we go. The collapse of the Reichspakt. A fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. And is that enough for the war to be over? I mean, you're still fighting against you in the south. Okay, pass, 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 pass. All this territory, of course, is going to be going to the French and to the Russians. We didn't really have anything to do with those areas. So France, congratulations on Flanders, Wallonia. Russia will, of course, have all those regions to the east. So Lithuania is yours. White Ruthenia is yours. Keep on passing. So, I mean, I think we're still at war with Sweden. We're probably still at war with a handful of other people. Russia, 217 points, can take over you. And now just a Baltic duchy, but of course is also going to go to the Russians. And just like that, that war is now over. Germany should fall soon. Yeah, German Empire has capitulated. And they have collapsed. So, France is going to have... I'm trying to think about territory, because I got to make sure I at least hold the territory I need. Honestly, even this is giving them more than probably they need. I'm trying to think, like, what... Poland... That's Bohemia. Bohemia, I think, does have cores here. So they can have that. Poland can have this area like that. Russia can take over you. And then I, of course, will take over the rest of the country. Apparently, I will not take over the rest of the country. Apparently, I have, like, no points. There we go. And I'll take over the rest of Germany. So, I mean, that should mean that I have all of these that I need. Yes, to declare the Greater German Reich when the time comes. But for now, I would say the threat is our own allies. So apparently you guys have actually just released Prussia. That's kind of not what I wanted you to do, but so be it. So I'm guessing the German government exile, yeah, now lives down in the south. Of course, we've got Slovenia and Illyria, which we kind of want to deal with. Beta Germany. The thing is that we need... We need to own all this territory to actually do the events. So we do need to occupy all the territory. Which I'm then going to just give me back the political power that I need. Stab 20. I don't actually know. War support 20. Added 20 war support. Is it just like ST? Yes. Because like we need those provinces to actually do the event. But the war for us is essentially over. Of course, there is still the Greeks down in the south, but I'm not as concerned about them. I guess we also are still at war with Ukraine as well. Who else am I at war with? Ukraine, Sweden, Malta, and East Asia. But I don't care about those people basically at all. If Malta wants to be at war with us, then so be it. But, you know, who cares, really? Why do I have military access through you? I don't want military access through you. Get out of here. So there's some decisions available, which is war support, which I don't think we need at all. We do need a research slot, though. So let's go with you. No template. We still have no template for support equipment, but that's fine. Just don't worry about it. You could use 120 political power. Like, I mean, we already have a faction. The question is, like, would any of you... Screw it. I'm actually going to just say, I'm going to get rid of that just so I can go for the fatherland under one. I know it's wasting a lot of our time, but we're not at war, and I want to get this stuff done ASAP. Apparently, we also make some outdated stuff. I don't want to make anything outdated, so let's make our better rifles. Now that, again, we are at peace. We do have 47,000 guns. So I would consider that an okay point for us to build up another, let's say, 15 infantry without too much of a problem. We can deploy those guys in the future wherever we need them to actually be. Yeah, so you do this. Blue Army, we need to pull you one back. Yeah, because we don't want you on the border with Illyria. As much as I would like to get that territory back under our control, it's not a #1 priority. I'm trying to think if it even makes sense for us to actually send troops down to Greece to help them out. I mean, they have 2 to 16 divisions. Like, they have no manpower. So, Bulgaria, I'm really not too sure what your problem is. Of course, once we do this, we don't want to attack France yet. We'll get a bunch of infantry equipment. If we kick out the Karl... We probably want to get you, and you, so we can maybe try to not have a total collapse of the country. Seems like a good choice for us. Yes, we got Hanover, Rhineland. France still has some territory for themselves. You guys are planning on doing the Iron Curtain. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, because if you look at us, we're kind of splitting the Internationale and Moscow in half. But let's not worry about that so much for the time being. I mean, I'm thinking, like, is it even worth sending troops to fight Ukraine? Probably not. Like, Russia will deal with that on their own, and then they still need to eventually kill off all of these guys as well. Moving to Don Kuban. They're fighting against the Far Eastern Republic of Transmir, which also means they're at war with the Japanese. They're actually not at war with the Japanese. But I think approaching their own allies will allow them to actually join the Entente. So I'm not too sure how that is necessarily going to play out here. I mean, it's going to mean that they're going to go to war with France. That much is obvious. But we need to increase our power if we are wanting to... Like, I wouldn't even mind joining the Moscow Accord. I know that's a thing that sometimes Austria can do. It's a little bit hit or miss. More military factories, please and thank you. Free dockyards. Honestly, just more convoys right now. We only have 205, which really is not a lot. Keep upgrading all of our military tech. And Illyria and Slovenia. Like, if I was to justify a war against them, 125 days. If I were to do you, we get a bunch of corps, Saxony, Brandenburg, Rhineland. We get all the corps on France. We annex all of our little puppet states. What do we need for this? We need... You're safe with us and one of you two. No matter what, it's 100% stability and 100 political power, which is nice. We definitely probably want to give people a life in the military. It's going to give us the most bang for our buck, I would say. See them driven before you. Like, what's your plan? You're just doing like military traits, which is not super. It's nothing that's not something we have to worry about, which is nice. But once you join the Entente, I don't know how long this focus is. I mean, it's going to lead to a pretty powerful Entente. I mean, I don't know how many troops, how many Entente soldiers have actually died so far. And the American Civil War still looks like it's going to wage on for a substantial amount of time. Another crash? Fantastic. I do like how the mod continuously crashes. So I guess with that crash, this is also, I guess, a good time to end this episode. So thanks for watching. My saying, so if you enjoyed, thumbs up. Not enjoyed, thumbs down. You want to subscribe, and goodbye.